Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline. We're at the Park House, 403 East Ohio Street. Thanks for everybody coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I apologize for the 41-minute delay, but we had some technological difficulties. And it wasn't my fault, I promise that. Well, we'll figure that out later. Again, we're on BPTV, Verizon 32, everywhere in the Pittsburgh area, from Nemacolin all the way to Cranberry, Wexford. And we're also on Comcast 7, which is only in Bethel Park. Now, this is public access TV. A lot of people are confused. When they go on TV, they see community access. Well, it really is 32, Verizon 32 for us. If not, go to our Facebook page. I want to thank everybody. I don't have my phone, but I think we hit 4,800, and I thought it was 24. So thanks everybody for liking our page. It's a little over 2 years, and what I always say, if you like our page first, I will like your page. Now, Smokin' Jim gets into trouble. Again, this was about 2 months ago. Somebody was putting stuff up there you shouldn't put up on his page. I said, Smokin' Jim, they're scamming and spamming you. He goes, what's that? They seem nice. Well, don't like everything when somebody invites you to like a page. But like Pittsburgh Sportsline, for the simple fact, we will like your page within reason. And for all his sweeties for Jimmy, some of them you can't like, Smokin' Jim, all right? They're not really for you. They need help. But you can vote for them in all those contests like I do, because then they'll come back on the show. So that's part of our rules. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I got Smokin' Jim Frazier, and that's Jim Frazier, because I had a bunch of people say, how does Smokin' Joe have a statue in Philadelphia and he's on your show? I said, well, add 100 pounds, and he was born in Pittsburgh, and you got Smokin' Jim. Just to clarify that. And some people that are here call him Smokey. So I don't know who this Smokey guy is, but he's here. Then we got our co-host from Tuesday night. We do a live studio show every Tuesday night. Matter of fact, we have 4 years coming up on October 11th. We just celebrated 200 live shows in the last 4 years last Tuesday. So thanks everybody in Bethel Park and the surrounding areas for watching our show. I got to keep babbling on a little bit, but we had Community Day in Bethel Park. And I ran into more people that I knew who finally told me they've been watching our show. Even the mayor of Bethel Park, Jack Allen, I said, I don't know if I can interview 50 people during Community Day. He goes, you're the talking machine. I believe he can. So I went out and interviewed 50 people. So thank you. And most of the people in Bethel Park, I found out, except for the Bethel Park tennis team, are shy. So we're going to work on that and get them at some of these shows too. Now, we start our show with What's on Our Mind, and that's sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski for our Skeets service station in Finleyville. He's one of the best service station guys. They handle everything, and he's reasonable. So check him out. He's only 7 miles from my house in Finleyville, Smokin' Jim. You can come by, and I'll show you every time your car breaks down. So we're going to start this show with What's on Your Mind right now. Smokin' Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
here you go.
You got to see Levine. The Pittsburgh Steelers got the worst group of cornerbacks in the National Football League because they keep hiring other teams' trash. Antoine Blake, Jacksonville's trash. Boynton.
Cut that. Let him hold it. Take 10 seconds to regroup. This never happens. He's prepared this for 3 hours. Please. He had one distraction. He actually has a jitney service right now that I'm not allowed to talk about on air. So I didn't really say that. Okay. Can you get back on your roll? Because I know this is going to be one of your better openings. If you haven't heard it, and believe me, I can't hear it, go ahead right now. Come on, Smokin' Jim.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. Listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers got the worst group of cornerbacks in the National Football League because they keep hiring other people's trash. Antoine Blake, Jacksonville's garbage. Mark Boynton, Philadelphia's garbage. McCain. Houston's garbage. B.W. Webb. Dallas is garbage. Cortez Allen. Coach Tomlin's garbage. William Gay. Everybody's garbage. Coach Tomlin, quit bringing in guys that are too light to fight and too thin to win. Listen, I'm not here to hate. I'm just shooting straight. Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be great. They just want to be 8-8.
He's been doing this for 2 years. I got it. Smoking Jim, I hope I can watch the film of this because I really can't hear anything but that great and great, whatever that is, 8-8, great and great. I'm confused. But thanks a lot. I forget what's on my mind. You just blew that right out. What's on my mind is let's go to a Pirate game. Right down the street here. We're at the Park House right here that's been around since 1933. Zamir's off, celebrating a new year, the Jewish New Year. Happy New Year, Zamir. He said in 2 weeks he can't wait for the Talking Machine interview. He's actually studying up for the interview, so I'm honored about that. This is a great establishment. I got to do this on air. Fresh peanuts and you can throw them on the floor. Come on out. Popcorn, they prefer you don't throw it on the floor. But it's okay. This is my kind of place. And the water's Pittsburgh water, delicious. I'm talking Pirates right now. They're 2.5 games out. This is a true pennant race. We got the Cubs coming in. They're 4 games behind us. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. Smokey, let's go to a doubleheader. All right? We can go to a doubleheader. We got a show to do at 7. We can't do it. But the Pirates, people should be talking more about it because you have Penguins coming up. You got Steelers. They're rebuilding for the last 4 years, Smoking Jim. You're an NFL scout. You give them a grade D every time, and they're replacing them with bad people. So I don't know what all these trash that you're talking about. They're human beings, buddy. They're football players. There's only 1,500 or so NFL football players. I can't believe how disrespectful you are. You're the nicest guy I know. Everybody loves you. Okay, I'm back to the Pirates. McCutcheon, look what he's doing. He cut his hair. He may be MVP again. Now, we had a lot of naysayers on my show. I'm not going to mention their names or if they're in the house tonight. But this is truly enjoyable. Think about it. We were talking a few years ago about the Pirates, but not in September, not in August. Guess what? I'm still talking about them. We may see them in October. It's hard to not win the wild card. Now, I know you're a traditionalist. You've hammered me on that. But I don't think the NFL had wild cards in 1955, 1960. I don't understand what happened. And how come the Steelers were in the National Football League and they changed to the AFC and you're not outraged by it? Let's go, Bucks. Enough of this nonsense. We got a lot of great guests coming up, and I ran into this gentleman at some MMA fights a couple weeks ago. And I said, I haven't seen you in a while. Now that you're a superstar in the UFC, I'll have him explain what that is. I said, I know you're from Ambridge, and Smoking Jim said, no great athletes have ever come from Ambridge. I said, but I consider you that. He goes, well, when are you going to have me back on the show? Well, he's coming up here tonight. And his name is, I don't know, I forget. He hasn't been on in so long. You remember Smoking Jim?
You know I do.
What's his name?
Mr. Dempsey.
What about Chris Dempsey? Come on up, Chris Dempsey. Thanks for making the time to come all the way in from Ambridge to Northside.
Yeah, it's only like 20 minutes.
Are you serious? That's how long it took me from Bethel Park. Let's get a photo here.
Ready?
Yeah. You know we're still filming. Okay. You're no Bill Boyce. Dave, Cable, please do not cut this because the intros are important. And this is my man right here. I remember a couple years ago when you were on.
Yeah.
Definitely. And the fights you had, we just knew something would happen. A guy that tells me he was 285 pounds, and he's lighter than me now.
Wow.
I mean, that's unreal. And I'm not in the best shape. He is.
I mean, I had to be that big to work out with Carlton.
That's true. We remember the Hasselrig story. If you want to revisit that, tell some of the people here don't even know who you are or what you're up here for. You know, I mean, you're a nice young man, and they go, "What's this Carlton? That looks like the Carlton House that's up here as a hotel and bar."
Carlton Hasselrig, he was actually a 6-time national champ in wrestling in college. And then he got drafted by the Steelers. He went to the Pro Bowl for the Steelers and took second at Worlds in wrestling in the same year.
Wow.
And,
Which has never been done.
No, nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever won 6 national titles either.
I wanted to bring that out. So I'm setting it up for you because you're my man. This is a rare type of guy.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete. I mean, he had the same kind of combine score as Brandon Marshall did
Wow.
in the early 90s.
Wow.
So, and he played offensive line. So he was a freak in nature. He was so talented and so gifted. And I was just happy that I got to start my career with him and got to work out with him.
Did he ever pin you?
Several times.
You're an honest man. That's why you're welcome back anytime. And from there, what happened to you?
I moved back to Pittsburgh and I started working out with another guy who graduated from the same college as me, Isaac Greeley, up at the Mat Factory, and then I kind of like made that my home. And
What happened?
I lost a fight September of, I want to say 2012, and after that I ran off 8 straight wins, and at the end of it I had 4 or 5 finishes, and I got signed to the UFC.
Well, you know, that's good karma. We take all this good karma from Pittsburgh Sportsline. We've had so many people that lost fights, were going nowhere, and then now all of a sudden I look at TV and I see you on TV. I mean, I think it's so cool. And we finally had one of your mentors, Isaac Greeley, on our show.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, I mean,
You missed practice.
I
You
know.
missed practice for it.
And it was for you. And it was for you. I mean, I'm so disappointed, but it's like, come on, man. If we publicize this, every show is archived on YouTube. I don't know if you're that savvy.
I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that.
Just checking, because we do a little
I
quiz
watch
here.
them all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you cut off the part there where I go deaf. What's on your mind? No, that's the highlight of the show. I always try to point to that.
I was back there and I just started hearing screaming, so I came running. I just wanted to watch. I wanted to watch the entertainment there.
Well, I think even though he bench presses 350 28 times, you know,
That's like a good combine score.
he's an NFL scout. This is what he tells us. Now, I know you work out. I mean, I hurt my finger just, saying, how about that? So now we have no verification that he's lifted anything in his life, either by a Photoshop video, a Photoshop photo. It's only his comments. And I go, who was helping you in case you dropped that on your neck? He's like, nobody.
He
So
was that confident in it.
no, he's that suspect. Now, when you work out, I don't know what you use in general. I don't want you to tell secrets because UFC, they study everything. Like right now, they'll go over this tape to see what you're going to do next, okay? What move you're going to do. What arm bar or rear naked arm bar or whatever else that I'm learning.
I actually made some moves up by myself. Isaac makes fun of me, and he says that, because I just kind of
I heard that about you, so I'm trying to get this out of you, okay?
I just kind of just do random things, and they work for me.
What's your best random thing that you can recall that you're allowed to say on air?
It's a guillotine choke, but it's not really a guillotine choke.
Tell him what it is, because now, when we first saw you in MMA, Zach Brenner and I and other people were there. People go, why are you even going there? I said, at least people are fighting in a cage. And if they get hurt, they can't come out. If they hurt somebody, they're not letting them out. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Society today, you got to watch that. So, I found out a lot of you are nice guys. He just found out that MMA is pretty cool. Now he goes.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
I mean, it's there's nothing else like it. I mean, you sign a paper and say, hey, I'm going to fight this guy, and I'm okay with it.
And now they pay you.
They pay you, and you don't get in trouble. I
And
mean,
you get to travel to other countries.
Yeah, my first fight in the UFC was in Dublin, Ireland.
Wow.
Tell us about that. That's why I wanted you on here.
That was
I'm not going
always-
to interview you on everything you've done, okay? Because it's hard to follow all your exploits. But when you went to Dublin, what was your thinking? Because that looks so cool
Well,
to be out of the country.
I am Irish.
I know, that's why.
So I was like,
He's like, what's that mean? They grew up in Ireland. His heritage is from Ireland. Okay? I got to explain this. We'll put captions on it later.
Well, I mean, it was just cool to it was cool to be over there, and I mean, I remember I was over there, and Dom Mazzata, he was on the show before too. He was sitting there taking pictures with all these other UFC guys, and it was just me and him, and he's asking me to take pictures with these like other UFC guys. I'm like, I'm here like,
what am I? What am I?
What are you gonna take a picture with me next?
I'm glad he's a good friend of yours. You know that. I know you're good friends still.
Well, we saw Forrest Griffin right before we were like going down the escalator.
Right.
And Forrest Griffin was the first ever Ultimate Fighter winner. And he asked me what weight I was fighting. I said I was fighting 205, which is usually one weight class up from where I do fight. And so I said, oh, yeah, I'm fighting 205. And he goes, oh, well, the guy you're fighting is not that big either, I guess. I was like...
He looked like a monster.
I was like, what are you...
Seriously, when I
just took that
watched
as like an insult.
No, you know what? I'm glad you shared that. When I watched that, I thought he was at least 40 pounds heavier than you.
Well, I guess the day of the fight...
Maybe on TV it looks that way.
The day of the fight, he put on 20 or 30 pounds, something like that. So
legitimate.
He was about 225, 230, and I was walking in at 205. So I usually fight at 185 and can get back up to 200 by fight day. But when I fight at 205, I weigh 205 on fight day.
Well, that's quite an honor to do that. Now, since you said you're Irish, did you explore your roots or where your family come from? Did you get a chance or not?
Me and my girlfriend stayed in Ireland for an extra week, and my family, like, heritage is from, I guess it's called the Wexford, Waterford area.
Yeah.
And we didn't go there. That's probably the only place we didn't go, which is a little bit upset with it, but
yeah.
I mean, we didn't have enough time to see everything, so.
I understand. No, that's pretty cool. And your girlfriend made the trip with you.
Yeah, she flew over there.
Nice.
So
that's good.
She actually flew by herself. She had to lie to her dad because her dad thought she was going over there with somebody else. So
tell us that
he
story.
He knows now.
He already knew. She was like lying to her brothers, and her dad said she was flying over with one of my coaches. But she flew over by herself, and her dad.
She got busted there.
Yeah, she got busted when we got back. So we flew back together, but she was going to a random country in Europe by herself, so he wasn't too happy about it.
You know what? That makes sense. I'm a dad too, and someday you'll be a dad. I'm sure if your daughter tells you that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be too happy about it either.
Well, on a happier note, I heard you signed up again with the UFC.
They just signed me to another 3-fight extension, so I have 4 fights left on my contract right now.
That is awesome. Where and when are you fighting next?
I have no idea. I actually just
I like that style.
I got cleared today by a doctor. I had a little a stress fracture or whatever they want to call it on my knee, and I got cleared earlier today, so I'm allowed to start practicing and working out again.
You look happy. I messaged him, how about coming to our show? He goes, that's the last day before I start training.
Yeah.
I go, I guess you'll be on.
Yeah.
Chris, I want to thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Good luck to you. More good karma your way from Pittsburgh
Definitely.
Sportsline.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Lisa Pello, will you come on up here? Welcome to our show.
How are you?
We'll get a photo here. And I already said your name, so I took the hardest question away from asking somebody. A lot of our guests have issues with that. Now tell them what you own.
I own Touchstone Pilates. It's a fully equipped Pilates studio. It's in the South Hills.
And I always do little shameless promotions. I'm mixing up first because I don't know if I'll survive Pilates today. So where's it located?
It's 250 Mount Lebanon Boulevard.
What's it near?
It's near the Lebanon Shops. It's the building across the street.
Okay,
And
that big building.
Yes.
Okay.
That big building.
I understand. Big brown building.
Uh-huh.
See, I know the area. Now, I have to ask you some sports questions.
Sure.
Do you like sports?
I do.
Did you participate in any sports?
I did. I was a diver.
No way.
Yeah.
This might be our first diver on our show. We've had swimmers on our show.
I was a diver for Penn State.
Really? My
Yeah.
daughter went to Penn State.
Well, a lot of people go to Penn State from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they have the biggest alumni
I know.
association in the world.
Yep.
Even bigger than the Chinese colleges that they lie about. So, so you went to Penn State
Yep.
and you competed in the NCAA?
I did.
How did you do?
Didn't make the cut.
No, that's great. Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Mount Lebanon.
Okay. And I assume that you dove there.
Oh yeah, I started when I was about 11.
11 years old.
Yeah.
Now, swimming is one of the hardest sports.
I
I
agree.
can't even imagine diving.
It's
Because I'm
different.
sure you got to train to swim and dive.
Well, I could swim enough to get myself out of the pool. I
okay.
wasn't a swimmer.
Did you do ballet or anything?
Oh, I did gymnastics and
Because I've heard a lot of divers will do gymnastics,
Yeah.
ballet, and other things just to strengthen their core, their
Yep.
legs, and their movements.
exactly.
So I'm right on there,
You're
right?
right on.
Okay, well, I volunteered that if you want to show us something,
Absolutely.
that you will. Now, I don't know if Smoking Jim can even do anything.
Oh, my back. Oh.
Smokey, your fan club's not going to be happy with you.
Okay, we're gonna do the 100.
The 100.
This is a great exercise to start with. It gets you warmed up, gets your blood flowing, and it really works on your core.
Okay.
Okay.
What do we do?
I'm gonna put the mat down. We're gonna get you down on the floor.
Oh, man. Aaron, I don't know if you can get this photo here, or this video.
It's a. Can you? Okay, let's
All
try
right.
it.
All right. This is a Pittsburgh Sports Line first. Lay down,
Your back.
sit on my back.
Yep.
Head here. Or it doesn't matter. Head up there. Oh, man. Whoa, those peanuts.
Scoot up a little bit.
All right.
Good.
What's this, for short people? All right.
All right. So.
That's it, folks. I'm done.
Okay. So bend your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor here. Good. Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you bring your knees into your chest.
Okay.
Okay. And lift up a little higher here. Good. There. Now, long arms here. Legs go straight up.
Straight up.
So we're going to breathe in for 5 counts and pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can put your head down if you want.
No, I'm
Inhale,
good.
2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. Good. Squeeze your bottom here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. We do this 10 times. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, good. Out, 4, 5. Exhale, one more time.
One more.
Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and relax down. Good job.
Still ready.
You still ready? Well, let's do a few more then.
All right.
Okay. Again. In with 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Heels together. Heels together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Look right there. That's it. Inhale, squeeze. 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2. One more time. Inhale, pump. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3. Good job. Tell me where you feel it.
Here, a little bit here.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Excellent. Great job.
Pittsburgh Sports Line. Thanks, Lisa. There's your first lesson with the talking machine and Pilates.
That was great. You did a great job. That was awesome.
What about my boys here?
They want to try something? No.
What did I know? They do a lot of talking, unlike the talking machine.
I'm going to come to Mount Lebanon and do mine.
Okay.
I want to witness that. Here's the one thing.
Yeah.
You have to have a video
Okay.
or photos of them actually doing
I will.
anything but smiling at Swedes.
I will.
Please.
Sure, absolutely.
That's all you want to have there. Lisa, I want to thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the workout.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank thanks for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, your husband reached out to me. Carlos is one of the most prolific conversationalists that I've ever met.
Absolutely, he certainly is.
And he said that you would be fine, and we're trying to help. Tell them your foundation first.
We are a nonprofit, a 501c3 that helps women out of human trafficking here in Pittsburgh. So we operate a safe house where women can come stay for a year.
You said human trafficking.
I did say human trafficking.
Now, how do you get a hold of these ladies?
So,
How are they even coming here where you can help them?
So we get referrals from law enforcement, other organizations, non-profits that refer the women to us, as well as we go out to the streets and we do street outreach and connect with the women on the streets down in Homewood, here in the north side, and in McKeesport.
No, that's great. It's a great thing that you're doing. How do they get a hold of you? I'm sort of breaking my rules a little bit. We didn't talk sports with you, although I do want to talk some sports with you. But I'd rather get this out. This is so important. You can save lives, you can change cultures, and everything else.
Yes.
So that's what I'm about here. So just tell us.
So if someone needed assistance and help in getting out, they would call 412-837-9347, and there would be someone there that could speak with them and talk with them about what they need to do.
Now, what if somebody can't get out, but somebody knows they're in this trouble? Should they call, or how would that work?
They could certainly call, and we would connect them with someone that would be able to help them
Okay.
if they were
So you
serious.
can provide help in different situations.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
one more thing I wanted to cover. You said you have a store nearby.
We actually do. We have two stores. So we have one right down the street at
804?
425 East.
Oh, okay, I didn't-
425 East Ohio Street. It's called Repurpose for Kids, and we sell children's clothes and all kinds of children's items down there, as well as a store up on McKnight Road
Okay.
that sells
Same
everything.
type. That's great. So it's a bigger place.
It is a bigger place. It's a resale shop as well.
Well, we're covering that. Now I got to at least cover sports.
Okay.
Now, I know your husband was a great athlete. So he says. I haven't verified anything like you've heard my theme with Smoking
Actually,
Jim.
I was the better athlete.
Well, then you better. This is what I'm getting into. I wanted to ask you, were you an athlete?
I was a soccer player and a gymnast.
No way. That's
Absolutely.
fantastic. And when did you start?
Started gymnastics probably when I was 8, and soccer probably around the same age.
Really?
Yep.
And did you play through high school and college? Or?
I did play through high school. I didn't play in college back then, women's soccer. Not that I want to give away my age.
You don't have to. I learned a long time ago. I never asked women their age except for a lady who was 80-some years old. I asked her, and she was just as sarcastic as me. And she goes, "You are rude." I said, "No, I'm a gentleman." But I said, "I need to know because you've been flirting with me the whole night, so I want people to know that."
Yes.
And she did tell me her age.
Well, no, I'm not going to tell you my age.
Well, you aren't flirting with me, so there's no problem. This is a family show normally, but I thought it was humorous to have an 80-plus-year-old lady in that situation.
Yes,
and she
absolutely.
does a lot of great things. Her name is actually Peg Wilson, and she does numerous things to help the Washington County Food Bank.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And she's just fantastic. And
They
she
are
has an
great.
event coming up, and they're just great people. Just like you and what you're doing. Well, we covered sports.
Yes.
Now, my segue into sports is there's something called GOLF.
Yes, we have a golf outing coming up on the
When?
September 21st. It'll be at Treesdale up in Gibsonia, and we're looking for golfers. Have plenty signed up right now, but we could use probably about 20, 30 more. So
Well, tell them what it costs and what they get and
So-
any benefits there and who they're helping.
all the proceeds would go to help the women that we're trying to serve, these women that are coming out of human trafficking. And it costs $250, and for that they would be getting lunch, breakfast, 18 rounds of golf, opportunity to win lots of wonderful prizes such as a car, a hole-in-one from
Is it a Lexus car?
no.
Oh.
You could get me in trouble.
I know, I was trying. You know that. I'm a nice guy, but if I can push that envelope.
Yes, but my husband does sell Lexuses.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never interviewed him. I had to at least do that for him. That's not on West Liberty
Yes.
Avenue. It's not Rorick Lexus.
It would be Rourke Lexus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it, Carlos. Now you owe me. I'd like to see a 2016 Lexus in my driveway.
I'll make sure that happens.
I don't want you to lie on air. I would never want any ladies to do that on air and lie. But this is a great event. Look at what you're doing to help. You help save lives, change lives. And to me, that's a great thing.
Well, thank you very much.
And how do they get a hold of you or anybody to sign up? We need that information right now.
If they want to sign up, they can go to the website, which is www.livinginliberty.org, or call me at the number I gave before, which was the 412-837-9347 number, and I can give you more information about signing up.
Well, there you go. Elizabeth, thank you. And pronounce your last name so I don't fumble it on air.
Echevarria.
And Chevaria. I don't say it as nice.
That's thanks to my wonderful husband.
I understand that.
Yes.
And you said it very well. Thanks again. Good
Thank
luck with this. Remember, Treesdale Golf, Monday. Next Monday.
Next Monday.
All right. Good luck with that.
Thank you very much, Al.
You take care.
You have a good day. Thank you.
I met your husband. He's a great guy.
He is a wonderful guy.
All right. We have Frank Fabus, who I can say I graduated with Keystone Oaks way back.
You can't say I graduated, though.
No, I
'Cause
said
you're not sure if I did.
no. You were much smaller then, and I saw him years later, and he grew about 6-7 inches. Here, let's get a photo. Thank you, Aaron.
That's what steroids will do to you.
I don't believe you. Those,
Okay, how
those
about-
steroids for poison ivy, they didn't help you. That was still just
No.
poison ivy.
Yeah, and you still scratch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right, let's talk serious. This is Frank Fabus, the uncle of Joey Fabus, and you hear us end our show with Stay Joey Strong.
We really appreciate that, too.
Well, thank you, but this means so much to me that you can turn something that is so horrific into something that's positive and helping other people. Like, I was honored to get gold out shirts that I've worn. I gave the Smoking Jim, Zach Brenner. You know, we've worn them throughout the area. You know, it's just a great t-shirt. You did great at the games. Other communities are there. We're trying to spread the word. $10 for a gold out shirt. That's all it is. And it helps. They're trying, I can say it almost as well as you, but DIPG. It's a horrific brain cancer that once a child is designated that they have that disease, they're dead within 9 months, a year at the most.
It's a death sentence.
Yeah, and it's a rare type of brain cancer. I mean, cancer is horrific anyhow, but this one it's a heartbreaking one to lose a child like that.
It really is, because the kids affected are usually between the ages of 8 and 12. You know, you have your kid that long, and then all of a sudden you find out you got him for about 12 more months.
If that.
Yeah, if that. So at least my family was fortunate enough that we had a huge support group, and we made Joey's 8 months a full 8 months. He did so many things, as you know,
Yeah, exactly.
that a little boy doesn't ever get to do, but he got to do them.
No, and he was suffering. There's no doubt about it, but he was still able to. Thanks to the Bethel Park Police,
The
Judge
whole
Ron
community is amazing.
Arnone, all the leaders in Bethel Park.
Right. I don't live in Bethel Park, but that's the best community I've ever saw. As far
thank
as
you.
coming together, they have just been amazing.
And we're glad to be a part of that. I mean, the bike run that you had where we helped film that. And again, I got to interview a few of the people there and met some of the
I saw
officers.
your interviews. They were awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, what do you have here we could show? You know, I always like to do show and tell.
Sure.
But this may be hard to even pick up because
Yeah.
our lighting is very bad here. We're going to have to get better lights.
You
In
know,
2 weeks, we'll be back.
I'm just the vice president. They only give me small papers. David has the huge posters.
I know.
And so I get the small stuff. But basically, I just wanted to say Sunday, September 20th, coming up, we have a big 5K starting at the Bethel Park High School. It's going to be a huge fundraiser. We were hoping to get 250 people. We have 513 signed up. Yeah, so
That is
and
amazing. Guess what else is going to happen?
What? You're going to be there.
Yeah, and we have a camera. We're going to actually film it.
That's
and I
even-
may interview people because they like me talking and asking questions.
That's even a more important reason to come to the 5K,
No, it isn't.
just to see you. I mean, you are a Bethel Park celebrity, so. But the 5K,
Yeah, here, I'm a big fish in a mud puddle. How's that work out?
people fish in mud puddles.
I know you're a fisherman and all
Yeah,
that. Where am I?
Well, you're still at the top of the list.
Okay,
in
thank
my
you.
book, that's for
Okay.
sure, at the very top.
All right, so tell
But
us a
at
little
the
more.
5K, we are going to, like I said, we're going to have a lot of activities there, not just for the runners. If you're a runner and you don't know what to do with your child that day, bring them to the 5K. We're going to have a truck that's going to have video games. We're going to have stations, all kind of PlayStations for the kids. While you're running, the kids can stay and have fun with us. We're going to have a lot of.
And what time should they be there? I know it starts at 9, but should they be a little earlier? Or?
You should probably come a little earlier. If you haven't signed up, if you haven't got your packs, come about 8. I would say 8 would be a fair time. We're going to have coffee. We're going to have some things there for everybody.
And it's only $25 to register for this great cause.
Right.
I mean, think about that. $25 to help fund to beat this DIPG.
And not only are we funding DIPG, but every penny we make is going directly to research. It's not going to any administrative costs at the hospitals. It's going directly to the research doctors and facilities.
No, that's great.
Yeah, Joey's tumor went to a couple of places, and one is in Stanford University, and that lady's doing some remarkable research. The research wasn't there a year and a half or 2 years ago.
No, and it's Joey smiling down on us with a
He
lot of
is.
things. I'm glad I got to reconnect with you under these bad circumstances
Yep,
to turn
it's been
something
so
in
great.
good.
But he's also brought families together. As you know, in Bethel Park,
Right.
at his funeral, families were outside in the cold snow watching. It wasn't just parents or business people.
Right.
It was families, parents brought their children out. And so I see that these parents are more connected to their children because of this episode, too.
Yeah, it's helping me tonight. And I want to thank you for a spur of the moment coming on, taking photos for us
Thank
with my
you.
smartphone.
Thank you for having us and all the work you do for us. You've done a great job for us.
Well, you stay Joey strong too.
Always.
All right.
Yep, always. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Smoking Jim, I heard you were driving a gentleman around who's pretty well known, but I never met him, and I heard you were talking sports. So I want to know if you could introduce Lonnie to come up here and be on our show.
Well, I think it would be better for his national recording artist daughter, Time, to come up and introduce her dad. Come
Well,
on, Time.
I assumed that you guys had a plan. You just never told me what the plan was. So. My friend Time can come up because you know what time it is. Let's get a nice photo. Look at how pretty she is. How are you? You know I always got to talk sports, but go ahead. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for coming up here.
You guys look nice and red.
Thank you very much.
I didn't get the email today. No. He sent me a text, but he sends me so many, I don't know what to do. He doesn't talk much. What are you up here for? Hey, I never asked you. Did you ever play sports?
I did. I played basketball.
Did I ask you that before or not?
No, you never asked me.
Well, then this is a new Pittsburgh Sports Line first. We found out that Time played basketball.
Yeah, loved it.
Get on. That's great.
You'll find out why
When?
when I introduce your guest, your next guest.
Well, if your dad's anything like my dad was, my dad refereed basketball. He organized basketball teams. On my refrigerator, I have a photo from like the 1940s that my dad's with a Homestead team that he helped coach and was a player on.
Wow.
And he was only like 13, 14 years old.
Homestead Graves?
No, that's a
what I thought.
baseball
I'm
team.
like-
That's a baseball team.
mixed up.
You know, we're going to have to stop you two young kids from talking. How about you introduce your daddy here? Come on, basketball player.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be glad to.
Would you?
The next guest coming up is worldwide known, legendary jazz, Hammond B3 guru of all time. Not saying it just because it's my daddy,
No, I read the clippings.
but this is the truth. If you don't know, you'll have to YouTube, okay? But coming up next is Dr. Lonnie Smith.
What a great intro.
And he has on red.
I got that email. Thank you, everybody.
It's your fault.
I know. You didn't even hear any talking machine thoughts yet. All right, they're going to be coming at you shortly.
No, it's not.
Well, first I have to do something with a mutual friend of ours.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Jessica Lee did a CD. You know, she's a friend of mine, and I do a lot of her social media. She said, if you're seeing Dr. Lonnie Smith, because you saw her in New York and
Right.
said, we'll have to get together and play sometime.
Right.
She said, you're going to Pittsburgh. She's going to New York tomorrow or on Wednesday.
Wow.
She's going to a fundraiser at Affirmation Arts on.
So she won't be here.
She won't be here. So, and she said, since she can't be here, you can hear her on the CD.
This way we can look at each other,
Right?
and listen to each other.
Because it's right up here. You
That's
guys
right.
are so talented, but I don't want to talk about that stuff. I know you're a
Great.
doctor, but I don't want to go into what you're a doctor of at this point in time. Oh, did I say time? She mentioned that because of you, she played basketball. So I'm assuming, maybe wrong.
You're wrong.
All right.
Well,
Do you like basketball?
let's hear
Do you
it.
like basketball?
Well, see, when I was coming up there was a lot of great basketball players,
When'd you grow up?
and I was one of them. You know. No,
Who'd you play for?
no, I didn't play for anyone.
Okay.
Because I was the kind of guy who they would say, give me Jim. And they look over and they pass you or me and they
Right.
give me Joe and they, you know, so it,
Oh, so in other words, you were waiting to get picked.
and they didn't choose me. So what happened?
Man.
Now, the first time I played ball, we were kids, and we had a team. We didn't win one game. They were called the Hogs. In other words, whoever got the ball, shot
I
it.
got you. They were practicing their shooting, but not very well.
I quit that team quickly because. So what happened in school when I started wanting to play, they didn't choose me, so I learned how to play street ball on the outside.
Okay. How'd you
So-
do?
I would be playing at night, you know, and
Right.
everything. I learned how to play left hand, right hand, so I got
Got
really
better.
good. So the guys would tease me, and I said, "I'll play you, beat him." I say, they said it's just luck. I say,
One-on-one.
Right. I said, "I'll play you and him together." So what? That was easy. That was easier than the playing the one because the one was playing. One is going to outplay the other.
So that's
is
the one
not
you
gonna
go
be-
after.
So I scare him to death. You know? And I love playing with tall guys. See, I could touch the rim and stuff, so I was all
Get
up.
hot.
But what happens to the tall guys? So I love to jump against them because I say, you touch them here when you go up,
Yeah. What a
snatch
tip.
it down. It was so beautiful because
Smoking Jim, did you even know this about
I'm
Lonnie?
learning. I'm taking notes.
I'm glad you come on the
Taking
show.
no, you're not.
Hold it, look at me again.
No, you're
I'm
not.
glad.
No, you're not.
I'm glad.
And the teacher, see
What
the
happened?
teacher didn't like me in school playing ball because I would never do a shot correctly.
You had your own style.
No, it always had to be. We called back in the day. It's called fluky. So if
Okay.
you're doing a shot,
Show me.
I had
Can
to
you
like-
stand up?
No, I can't do that. But you would do it.
Come on, man. I'll hold you. I'll spot you. I'll spot you.
Hey, I can do that now.
Okay. No, we're not doing that now. Once is enough. You're not showing me up.
So what happened? I was coming in.
Okay.
And I did one of these. The guy came out. I was pretty quick, you know.
Yeah. You still are pretty quick.
And I did one of these. And he jumped up like that. And I did like this. Went up and switched. And up on his arm. So that made
I got you. Why do you think I wanted you to stand up? Now sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Hold on, Earl of Pearl Monroe.
Right.
about that move?
I would go 360. I come in and I out up on the leg. I was crazy. So the teacher didn't like that because just shoot straight.
Right.
And that's what you're supposed to
Do what the coach tells you.
But not me.
Boy, now do we have speakers working in the PA?
Not me.
This is Dr. Lonnie Smith doing an exclusive on Pittsburgh Sportsline. How you do an unorthodox steal the ball 360 into the hole because he was fluky.
Fluky, that's it.
Did I catch it?
That fluky,
Now
that
I'm
was
glad you're on the show because you're finally telling me the truth.
Fluky.
I knew I could get the truth out of him. Thank you, Fluky.
You're terrible.
What do you mean?
But I can't do that now.
You did pretty good.
Peripheral vision is gone. You know, everything is.
I understand.
When you get my age, you
Well,
can look.
when you get about 45 like you are, I understand that. I know. It catches up to you a little bit.
It catches up quick.
I got you, but
It
you
goes
still.
like this.
You know what? That cane, you better throw that cane away because I just saw a couple moves that were pretty good.
No, the audience will see something, a Saturday with this.
Okay.
This cane that
Well,
they
wait.
never,
You
that
have
they
a
never
show.
seen before.
I don't know if you know, but I like to help good people.
Uh-oh.
And I do it, and there's no strings attached. I know you don't trust me
I do
because
not
I'm not from your neighborhood.
Let me hear it.
Your neighborhood.
Let me
You know
hear
that?
it. Okay.
Okay. But guess where I was born?
Uh-oh.
105 Pride Street. Do you know where that's located
Where is that at?
That's called the Hill District. That's where I was born. You know where it's at now? Mercy Hospital took that property. It's their emergency room now. My family's property's gone. So when you tell me stories from where you're from, look what happened to my family.
No.
You can't top that, can you?
Yes.
Okay. I knew I was challenging you because you're a competitor.
I grew up in a place called Buffalo.
No way. I was hoping I didn't hear about all those Super Bowls they went to and could never win.
Well, no,
Four in a row?
No, years ago they were great. Now,
Okay.
come on now.
Okay.
But back in the day, your snow was like this,
Yeah.
and I used to
Is
wait
that
till-
how you learned how to jump?
That-
You were jumping over those snow drifts. I knew it. Time, you didn't tell me. He's a snow drift jumper. I can't believe the skills you got.
That was a good one.
I got a couple of them. I don't want to show you
But
up
I
there.
left there because I couldn't stand.
Cold. In the snow.
It's really cold.
And so you come to Pittsburgh, and we hardly had any snow.
I went into service in the
Oh.
50s just to get away.
Okay. Did you go serve in Korea?
No,
Okay.
I didn't want none of that.
Okay. I'm just trying to ask, you know,
I
I'm
didn't
interviewing
want-
you.
I didn't want any
I mean,
of
you're
that.
telling great stories with only a little prompting, so I appreciate it. I'm afraid to ask you what other sport you might have played.
Oh, you betcha.
Tell me one.
That's right.
What's right?
You got it.
I'm still looking for it. You know what? You're acting like you were a boxer where you might have got hit a couple times.
Oh, you talking about Lonnie Smith, the boxer?
Yeah.
That's another guy.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
You know there's a Lonnie Smith, the boxer.
I had heard.
There's
That's
a-
why I thought maybe it was you.
Oh, they got plenty of Lonnie Smiths out there now.
Do they?
I changed my name.
What's your name now?
Time.
No, time's over there. Time, we already had time, okay? Now, here, we got to get serious because we're going to run out of time.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No pun intended.
That pun was not intended. The other one's T-Y-Y-M-E. She's actually a radio and TV star
Right.
on PCTV. Check her out. And you'll see her in some of the photos because it seems like I take a photo every time she shows up somewhere.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Just so you know, just
That's
check
great.
that out.
Okay.
I know you don't trust me yet, but
Not
here's why you will trust me now. Why should they find out about the cane on Saturday?
I'm not gonna open that up to you now.
Okay, don't tell me about that, but here's why I want you to tell them where to go to find out about your cane.
Well, I have to look at this because I play so many places all over the world.
Well, don't play confused on me now. You just did a 360 stealing a ball.
I can't.
Come
see.
on, man.
I can't see. You're
All
gonna have
right.
to help me here. I think it's down there.
We're going to be the Dr. Lonnie Smith Trio. Yeah, what place is this? Saturday, September 19th. Now, this is this Saturday. This show will be up on Wednesday, so people see it. What's the name of the theater?
That is the New Hazlet Theater, right on the north side. at
So
8
it's
p.m.
nearby.
Yes.
It is.
It's close to here. We can guide you there.
I'll be there.
And that's why, I don't know if we can get a close-up on it. Wow, look how good you are there. Look at that smile. I didn't think you could smile.
No, I don't smile.
It's my twin. That's why he said it.
Ah, okay.
You
I
know, the
got it.
thing, I used to play here many years ago because, you know, what they had a place called the Crawford's Grill,
I know.
Birdie's Hurricane Lounge. That was on Center.
I know some of those places because my aunts and my dad was younger than his two sisters. They used to take him to dance in those clubs. He was a teenager
Yes.
in the 40s. They used to take him up there just so he could be a dancer, and he could dance every type of dance. He loved jazz like you couldn't believe. He belonged to the Jazz Society with Tony Mowat here, and he was on a jazz cruise. My dad loved jazz, well, just like I like jazz too. I like all kinds of music, and I'll just play some of this Dr. Lonnie Smith, Why You're Called the Doctor. Can you just do that for people? Because they've heard me say it.
No, they didn't hear you say it. Well, they'll find out Saturday.
No, they got to go see you here.
Hey, you remember when they had the Republicans talking on them? They had a 999. I'm going to say 11, 11, 11.
I remember that. I like your sense of humor.
Well, you got to have that. See what happens when you play. You have to play life.
Okay.
So you can play. You play just how you are. Stiff. If you're stiff, you don't play that way.
Right.
But you have that, you don't play. You see.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret. I've watched some of your performances on YouTube.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. I did. And your hair was a lot darker, and your beard too.
I meant
in
to
some
say,
of
that's
those.
what happened with you. I would have bought you some greasing formula. I'm so sorry. And you know,
Time. What's wrong with your daddy?
I didn't bring you in. I'm so sorry.
Can you help a little bit? Maybe Saturday.
You know they also don't they have a comb? You can just you don't have to do anything. You just take
You
the
know
comb.
what? Not only are you an expert in basketball and jazz, but you're an expert in hair coloring. I didn't know that.
All kinds of colors.
Get on.
Yeah, cause see, I'm really dark hair, but
You lighten it
since
up
I
on
know
purpose.
You was here like that.
This is like my younger brother here.
I decided to catch up. You know.
Hey, Lonnie, I want to thank you for coming out on my show. It was great.
I really appreciate it.
I enjoyed it. Even if you still don't like me, that's okay because I like you.
Oh, that's terrible.
Get out of here. That's
cannot- I
enough. Will you
cannot
take
stand
that cane out of here?
Great job.
Thank you. Hey, is Zach Brenner still here? I think we got about 5 minutes for Z time. All right, if you haven't met Zach Brenner, it's now Z time. He's not wearing any Pittsburgh Sportsline gear. What happened? He must have taken a shower and those were the only clean clothes.
Yeah, they were.
All right, what's on your mind?
Smoking Jim Frazier with that elaborate intro that he's gone to over probably 42 times. If anybody watched the rebroadcast of
it
the
was
show,
actually 55 times because he was doing it on the live
So-
show and the other.
if he says they don't want to be great and they want to be 8-8, then I say we're going to be 10-6 and we're going to be in a mix because we're just recycling stuff. You know what I mean? Let's just keep recycling it. But
I guess I'll have to go with 12-4. We're going to bust down the door.
hey, I like that.
I said it the last couple of years when they had easy schedules, and this one's not so easy, but they did well. I predicted only a 7-point loss, didn't know the score, and I know all the bookmakers love me, so it's all good. What's up with you, Zach?
Macaroni Tony's looking for Smoking Jim Frazier. That's why he's hiding out over here in the north side.
You know why? I wondered how he got here so quickly.
Hey, what a day. That's all I could say. You know what, Smoking Jim? You do have to admit, though, we do have some cast-offs, but there's only so much money with the salary cap. And when you have number 7 and number 84 and 26 and all these guys on the offensive line, you got a majority of your salary cap tied up on the offense. somebody's going to take a hit, and it's going to be the defense. So it was the D-line, it was the secondary. And, I think other than last year, though, there's a lot of upside, though, on this defense in the secondary.
Really?
That they're going to
Why do
actually
you say
improve,
that?
and they're going to actually get better.
Do they have the talent?
I think so. I don't think they're as beleaguered and as bad as they're being made out to be. We were in that game with New England. If our kicker could make a kick or two, which he was brought into, we traded a 6th-round draft pick for this guy, and he missed 2 kicks, in New England. So
Should we get rid of him?
well, I tell you what, he's on a short fuse, And I heard, Sweezum saying he doesn't know what to do with himself. Well, you should know what to do with yourself. You should sell your house and you should go back to wherever you came from because you tried to make a tackle in a meaningless preseason game.
He won games for us. I mean, you're a competitor.
You know it's all about what have you done for me lately.
Oh, I can't believe you're that fickle like that. Man.
And I also wanted to remind Smoking Jim that my alma mater put up 60 points against East Allegheny this past Friday. Yeah, the Still Valley
Can you
Ironman.
say Steel Valley? Wow.
The Ironman of Still Valley. So
I hope they don't play KO and I go see the game.
But just to show partiality, I told on an interview on the Interscholastic Sports Network, whatever, I said, hey, until we could do it against Beaver Falls, and Aliquippa, I don't really care that we could do it against, Best Center, East Allegheny, you know what I mean? Like, bring on the meat, and hopefully Still Valley will, still put up the points or whatever, I would love to get to Heinz Field. I keep getting to go for Clareton. I would love to get to go for Still Valley.
Well, I hope it happens for you. That'd be great. But we're almost out of time, and I don't care about this 8-8 stuff, Smoking Jim. So you're being serious, 10-6, even after you watch the game?
Oh, definitely 10-6, and with Terrell Suggs going down for the year, I feel even better about the AFC North, staying in Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, you're on the record, my friend. We like that. We're going to have to close out this show. I want to thank everybody for coming out to our first show at the Park House. Thank you. I want to applaud all of you for coming out and showing support for Pittsburgh Sportsline. Monday night, we're going to be back on the 24th, so we'll see you here again. We'll have another lineup of great guests. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, Zach Brenner. I call him Little Z. All that Amish assassin and stuff, he's Little Z to me. You remember Little John? Thanks for watching, and stay Joey strong.